Hello BookTube! I'm here today with just a quick short video on my autumn reading appetites. I'm so glad that fall is here finally because I hate summer and I love the cold and the rain, and I'm so glad that that there won't be heat or cloudless skies anymore because at heart I'm just Eeyore, really. And what I really love about fall and about winter is that it feels so great to curl up with a nice big book and warm fuzzy socks and a hot cup of tea. So because of that, I just wanted to share some books that I have that I am really in the mood for reading this fall. I can't claim that it's going to be on my TBR or that I am going to get to all of them because I'm bad at keeping to TBRs, but if I do read them, I will review them and let you all know what I thought. So the first book that I have is one that I've been meaning to read for a long time, actually since high school, and it's The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo's most famous book is Les Miserables, which was turned into a play, which was turned into a movie, which everyone heard about several years ago. Excuse me. I kind of have a bit of a cold as well, and which I haven't been able to shake for about a week now. And he, in addition to that, he also wrote Toilers of the Sea, which is his least famous work because it's never been adapted into anything, unlike The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was adapted into a Disney movie. I really love cathedrals, and this seems like the perfect time of year to read this book. One of the first great novels of the Romantic era, Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame has thrilled generations of readers with its powerful, melodramatic story of Quasimodo, the deformed hunchback who lives in the bell tower of medieval Paris's most famous cathedral. So that actually sounds really exciting, and I can't wait to get to it. The next book I have is actually as an ebook, and it is The Phantom of the Opera. It's quite a short little book, but I have it on a Kindle app on my phone and on my computer, so I can read it while I'm going places, and I think I'll be getting that soon because it seems like just a nice quick October read. I've never seen the movie or the play or anything of The Phantom of the Opera, so I feel like I've been a little bit left out. I do know some of the soundtrack though, and it is really beautiful. So you know what they say, you should always try to read the book first, so I'm actually really excited for that, and it's quite small. I think it's less than 200 pages, so it should be quick and easy to get through. And The Phantom of the Opera, if anyone wants to read it. Again, a lot of these books that are classics are available for free on Amazon Kindle. You don't have to have a Kindle, you can just get an app for your phone or for your computer if you have a PC or if you have a Mac, and then you can download these free ebooks of really popular classics because the copyright has expired. So it's really nice if you're looking for a portable way to read books or a cheaper way to read books. It's really great, if in case anyone didn't know. The next book that I'm kind of in the mood for is The Dovekeepers by Alice Hoffman. I've read one other work by Alice Hoffman, and that was earlier this year. Excuse me. I can tell it's fall because I have a cold. And that was The Marriage of Opposites by Alice Hoffman, and that was about the childhood and the life of a famous Impressionist painter growing up on the French colonial island of Saint Thomas in the 1800s. It was a really beautiful read, and I absolutely adore her style of writing. However, I did feel like it wasn't quite as robust as it could have been, like it could have come together a bit more at the end. It was a bit too fragmented. So I have heard that The Dovekeepers is a really excellent book, and it's her best-selling book, and it's what she's best known for. So, The Dovekeepers is Alice Hoffman's most ambitious and mesmerizing novel, a tour de force of research and imagination. Nearly 2,000 years ago, 900 Jews held out for months against armies of Romans on Masada, the mountain in the Judean desert. According to the ancient historian Josephus, 2 women and 5 children survived. Based on this tragic and iconic event, Hoffman's novel is a spellbinding tale of 4 extraordinarily bold, resourceful, and sensuous women, each of whom has come to Masada by a different path. So I really like ancient history and historical fiction, in case you can't tell, so this seemed really interesting. And I adore Alice Hoffman. Sorry, I tried filming a couple times this week and I just keep hacking up too much, but I finally decided to just press on. The next book that I have is by Margaret Atwood, and it is Alias Grace. Margaret Atwood is, of course, most famous for The Handmaid's Tale, which I did read several years ago and I really enjoyed. I think I need to reread it because I think now, I think it's one of those books that you'll always get more out of each time that you read it, and that, and I think also too with where I am in my life right now, and with what I know about, I would say, like, oppression of women and misogyny, I think it would bring a lot truer, and I would be able to get a lot more out of it. So I think I'll probably be trying to reread that in the next year. But for now, Alias Grace. This is a little bit outside Atwood's typical genre. She typically writes dystopia, but this is a historical fiction mystery. And again, I'm not huge on mystery books, but I do love Margaret Atwood, so I thought I'd give it a try. This is actually being made into a movie as well, so... in Alias Grace, best-selling author Margaret Atwood has written her most captivating, disturbing, and ultimately satisfying work since The Handmaid's Tale. She takes us back in time and into the life of one of the most enigmatic and notorious women of the 19th century. Grace Marks has been convicted for her involvement in the vicious murders of her employer, Thomas Kinnear, and Nancy Montgomery, his housekeeper and mistress. Some believe Grace is innocent, others think her evil or insane. Now serving a life sentence, Grace claims to have no memory of the murders. Dr. Simon Jordan, an up-and-coming expert in the burgeoning field of mental illness, is engaged by a group of reformers and spiritualists who seek a pardon for Grace. He listens to her story while bringing her closer and closer to the day she cannot remember. What will he find in attempting to unlock her memories? Is Grace a female fiend, a bloodthirsty femme fatale, or is she the victim of circumstance? Just off the top of my head, this is reminding me a bit of Burial Rites by Hannah Kent and Agnes of God, which is a play that Dalton over at Strip Cover Lit really enjoys, just because of the level of not only the historical fiction and woman at the center of a murder plot, but also the unreliable narrator, the level of spirituality clouding the judgment, and the reliability of the narrator. So I'm going to give that a try. And the last book that I have is by Steinbeck. Something about Steinbeck makes me feel like he's the perfect to read in autumn, so I'm probably going to be trying to read some of his novellas that I haven't gotten to because he has so many, After I Come Home from Work or something like that. Just something short and really perfect for the time, like The Pearl and some of his other novellas. But this is a book that I got recently, and it's one of his lesser-known works, and it is The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights. Again, one of his lesser-known works, and it's kind of an expansion upon Le Moteur d'Arthur, which is the original legends about King Arthur and his knights. The legend of King Arthur contains as many fantastical elements as any modern sword and sorcery novel. For writers and Steinbeck scholars, it provides a valuable glimpse into the inner workings of Steinbeck's creative process. For everyone else, and especially 9-year-old boys who love accounts of kings and knights and great deeds, it is a worthy addition to one's library. I wish I had read Steinbeck's The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights when I was 9. I am obviously no longer 9, but I'm kind of excited to read this. And again, on a cold, blustery day, it seems it just seems really comforting to curl up with stories of knights and ladies in Camelot. If you have read any of these books or any of them are on your TBR, let me know. I'd also like to hear what books you like to read in the autumn. Do you like to read long sort of I'm sorry. Do you like to read long and sort of generational works, or do you like to read shorter, quicker, little novellas? Let me know, and until then, I'll see you all next time. Doei!